Hey, everybody. It's Freestyle Friday. All right, everybody. Today is Freestyle Friday, and we are getting ready to kick off today's topics. It's all kinds of topics happening, so I'm going to cancel out of some of this stuff because it's causing my computer to lag already right from the beginning. But I have all kinds of screens up so we could talk about topics that matter to you today. So immediately, I can see you guys are already jumping on. Go ahead and share this broadcast with your friends, your family, your coworkers. Let everybody know the Kim Jacobs Show is on the air and we're getting ready to have a good time. So I put the link in. If any of you guys want to pop onto the screen, you're free to do so. So I invite you as my guest to come on head to head with me. We can talk and have discussion about whatever topics matter to you. Now, some of you have emailed me and text and inbox me to let me know topics that you already want to share. So I'm going to jump right into what you all, let's see. Vijay says, good morning. My mother passed away Wednesday. Pray for me. Vijay, right now we're going to pray right this second. And I'm very, very sorry to hear that your mom transitioned home. But it's interesting because, you know, even though we know that all of us one day have a date that we must go, we have to leave this earth in some regard. It's no matter how you slice it, it's hard to prepare for it. So Vijay, what's your mother's name? Please type it in the comment section, but I'm going to pray right now for you and your entire family. So Heavenly Father, Lord, I just ask right now that you put your loving arms around Vijay and her family and every single family member, Lord, every single person connected to her mother and to her father and her entire family unit. Lord, I'm asking that you comfort them and strengthen them right now in the name of Jesus. Lord, we don't know the day nor the hour that our time will come to be able to transition home, but ultimately, we know, Lord, that you're not a liar. So you said that you will go before us and prepare a place that we can reunite with our loved ones one day. So, Lord, I'm asking you right now, Miss Olga, Miss Olga, I know that you've put her in a place where Vijay and the entire family can one day reunite with mom. Right now, I know, Vijay, that you are experiencing tremendous sadness anytime, no matter what, no matter how you slice it, no matter whether we know it, no matter whether we've been taught it, we know that at the end of the day, when reality hits home, it's challenging and difficult. And there are no words to describe what a person is experiencing when their loved one transitions from this earth. So Vijay, we just ask that God continue to comfort and strengthen your entire family unit right now, and that you all just draw closer and nigh to God during these times, okay? I'm asking God to comfort you, strengthen you, and to keep you and your entire family unit during these times, okay? In Jesus' name, I pray. I pray in Jesus' name. Vijay, who is ever named, I believe you pray in Jesus' name as well. We pray, amen, okay. Yes, so I'm sending my prayers and deepest condolences to you and to your family. And actually, you know what? Speaking of death, since that's something that was the first comment that came on here, let's talk about that for a second. Anytime we live on this earth, we have, yes, it's my honor, Vijay. It's my honor. And this whole show is about you guys today. So anything you want to talk about, that's what we're going to talk about. It's not some pre-scheduled, pre-rehearsed situation. The link is there. You can go ahead and pop on and join in at any phase during Freestyle Friday, or you can just type your comments if you don't want to be seen. The thing that I will say to you that is regarding death, because we know that it's like so unknown. We don't know when it's going to happen. We can't predict when it's going to happen, but maybe the Simpsons can, because I've seen a lot of my children keep saying, Mom, the Simpsons are predicting the death of different things. And so that's trending too, by the way. So yeah, some people might be able to say this is the death, whatever. I don't know. I don't believe in that kind of stuff. So the thing is, each of us have a date and a destiny with death at some point, but it's what's going to happen after your life on this earth that you should be striving. And this is not you. This is what I'm striving. I can only talk from a personal perspective when I'm sharing certain things that I believe in, and you can share your own beliefs. But my thing is, I am adamant that because I believe that heaven is my home, that's my destiny, and ultimately I want to have eternal life forever outside of whatever I'm physically living on this earth. My actions, my behavior, my desires, everything that I have going on here on this earth, I want it to line up with my eternal resting place. So I encourage you all, no matter who you are, no matter what you believe in spiritually, that you grab hold to something that gives you hope in the afterlife. Because hope in the afterlife is necessary in order for you to know, what are you hanging your soul on? What are you living on this earth for? What is your goal? What are you trying to accomplish here on this earth? So grab hold to a vision and to something higher than yourself. I am huge in believing that we all have that birth date, we all have a death date, and we all have that thing that separates that on our tombstones, on our grave sites. We see that, and that's that dash. If that dash is our life, that's what we did while we were here on this earth, our legacy, what we did to impact other people. So what are we going to all do with the dash that we have? Each and every one of us have a dash. So what are you going to do with your dash? What am I going to do with my dash? I want to make sure, that I officially live my dash to the fullest and do everything that God created me to do on this earth and impact people in the way that I believe he wants me to impact them. And that doesn't come through perfection, because I do agree that I hear often, especially preachers and people that, because that's who I pretty much listen to a lot, say, your sins are no worse than my sins, and your mishaps are no worse than my mishaps. So don't judge me. I won't judge you. And I understand. But I do believe that God holds us to a certain standard of accountability and a certain standard of certain behaviors, especially when we are leading God's people. So no, I definitely don't do everything perfectly, but I can tell y'all this. Let me tell you this right now. I'm definitely not going to be preaching to people and telling people don't eat chocolate chip cookies. You better not eat no chocolate chip cookies. I'm going to tell you that right now, because chocolate chip cookies is something you should not be putting in your system. Because I'm going to tell you right now that chocolate chip cookies, if you put that in your system, that's not going to be good for you. And I don't think that you should have a warm chocolate chip cookie, because I don't think that that's right. Guess what? This Freestyle Friday, y'all, let me totally keep it real with you. Okay. Kim Jacobs eats chocolate chip cookies, warm baked chocolate chip cookies with an extra Ghirardelli morsels put in it. So why in the whole world would I tell somebody not to eat chocolate chip cookies whenever I know I eat chocolate chip cookies? Okay, stop. Okay, I should not be telling people not to eat chocolate chip cookies. I should tell people that let's go on a journey together about not eating chocolate chip cookies, because maybe that's something that I need to change in my life and get a better handle on. Instead of eating 2 cookies, guess what? I'm down to eating 1 cookie, but be able to be honest and not telling people something that is something you're not willing to do. I don't believe in that. Okay, that's my own thoughts. I just ranted and raved for a minute. Let me just go back to Freestyle Friday. Let's see. Good morning. I love the help, Mommy. I love you too. Thank you so much for coming on Freestyle Friday. We're having a great time. And obviously, this morning we already talked with Vijay and her family, because even in the midst of her own time of her mom passing away, she's still coming on to be a guest on a studio audience member on the show. So I really hope that today the show uplifts her and motivates her and just gives her some level of a smile in the midst of all that she's experiencing. So guys, what other topics do you guys want to talk about? I know a lot of people have been talking about, let's talk Ellen DeGeneres. That's something that's been a trending topic consistently, and people have asked about the fact that, she did get rid of 3 of her top show producers. I have that article. Let me go to it, because I thought oh man, I mean, these some people that have been with her for many, many years. And I think that the reason I'm obviously interested in the whole talk show world is because I'm in the talk show world. So I'm really interested in what happens in that regard. Let me find that article too, so I can pull it up, because I thought that was pretty interesting. And it was very didetailed too. She went into a lot of details. And you guys share your thoughts too on anything that I'm talking about. I didn't know that. Prostitution case against Robert Kraft takes a twist. Okay, there's a lot of stuff. Heidi Klum claims Excel is preventing her. Okay, a lot of stuff going on in society today. But let me go to, wow, you go here and it's just like more news popping up every second. It's like, wow. So anyway, with Ellen DeGeneres, her top, let me go to, I'm gonna have to go to a different one because it's telling me all new news. I'm like, wait a minute, I want to get to what I want to get to. And that's funny. But you all can be typing any kind of topics you want to talk about for this hour. We'll get into those as well. So go ahead and start putting them in the comment section. I'm just on another page, so if you guys see me looking at something, that's what's happening. Yeah, this was on NBCnews.com. That's where I got this information from. So let me go. She announced that she ousted 3 top producers after allegations of toxic workplace. And there's a video that's there on the NBC News channel as well. And 3 top producers at Ellen DeGeneres show are out after reports of toxic work environment behind the scenes sparked an investigation by Warner Media employee relations group. And these are the names of the people. According to NBC News, this is where I'm getting this information from, Ed Glavin, Kevin Lehman, and Jonathan Norman have parted ways with the Ellen DeGeneres show. And that's what a spokesperson for Warner Brothers confirmed to NBC News. Sources also say that DeGeneres announced the changes on a video conference call with staff on that Monday, which marked the first day of full production on the show's 18th season. So this is I mean, Ellen has had a show for, this is 18 seasons here. So Kevin is devastated by being scapegoated and is not yet ready to comment. So he'll be commenting, I'm sure, later. But there are a lot of other factors here. So definitely take a look at that. What are your thoughts on what's happening here? Because there are, some of these people feel like, hey, I'm the scapegoat here, but it's other stuff that they may want to say. Hey, everybody, it's Ellen. On day 1 of our show, I told everybody in the first meeting that the Ellen DeGeneres show would be a place of happiness. No one would ever raise their voice and everyone would be treated with respect. And that's what the host said in the note. Obviously, some things have changed and I'm disappointed to hear that this has not been the case. And for that, I'm sorry. So she said the 18th season of the Ellen DeGeneres show was originally slated to debut on September 9th, but has been pushed back to September 14th. So you'll be able to get more with Ellen's Game of Games, and that's in production now and so forth. So it's a lot that's been going on, but I think according to what I'm reading, Ellen has responded to it rather quickly. And so I'll go ahead and X out of that. Let me hear some of your thoughts. What are some of your thoughts? Yes, Vijay. Amen. God is your strength, and he's my strength as well, for sure. Okay, Katrina said, laugh out loud. Quite an example. No, you're not giving up chocolate chip. Oh, now we done moved on to Ellen DeGeneres, and you talking about my chocolate chip cookies, Katrina. But all I'm saying is that it's an example to say that I believe, and I'm only talking about Kim. I just don't believe that I should be telling other people not to eat chocolate chip cookies when I know I eat chocolate chip cookies. Why would that even have to? Why don't I talk about a different topic? Because I don't need to talk about something that I literally know that I do and take a public stance to not do it. That's what I'm saying. Does anybody else share in my sentiments here? That, oh, by the way, somebody tag Dorikus Crawford and tell him that I spritzed my hair up today thanks to his nice him by her. I mean, her by him products. So thank you, Darius Crawford. Somebody tag Darius Crawford and tell him that I spritzed my hair thanks to him and his wonderful products today. Anyway, yeah, I just am a believer that people should not, and I'm not judging other people like they say, their sins are no better than my sins and my sins are no better than their, all of that, okay. God holds us all accountable for our actions and our behaviors and our treatment towards other people. And he wants us to be Christ-like. And this is what I believe. So I believe that I have to try to be like Christ, since that's who I say I'm representing, and that's who I'm the ambassador for and the mouthpiece for. The only Bible that people will ever hear or read is my life. And so, no, if they look at my life, they very well may not feel like, well, I don't think that she's some good example for me to want to become more Christ-like. So everybody may look at my life and not feel that way. And I understand that. But I do also believe that I should be definitely going to the measures that God has equipped me to be able to let my light shine and represent him to the best of my ability. And my ability is not ability at all. So I need his mercy and his grace to overshadow me, to be able to allow my light to shine, that it looks like what he wants it to look like. So I agree. It's just a lot, I just have a lot of thoughts on that. And Freestyle Friday, I thought I'd share my own thoughts too. It's my show. Good morning, Kim. Just logging on, trying to catch up on the conversation. So Davida, thank you so much. Right now it's Freestyle Friday. We're talking about everything that the audience wants to talk about. Doesn't matter what the topic is. You bring up the topics and we deep dive into it, and other audience members chime in. Also, what I was just talking about is I don't think that a person, meaning me, I'm only talking about Kim, if I eat chocolate chip cookies, which Davida, you were a roommate of mine in college, so I eat chocolate chip cookies, right? And I put the extra Ghirardelli chocolate chips in them and everything like that. Then I don't think I should be telling the world, stay away from chocolate chip cookies because you shouldn't eat chocolate chip cookies. And I think that it's wrong for you to eat chocolate chip cookies. And then I'm coming home eating a chocolate chip cookie. It's like, why would I do that? Why don't I just talk about any other topic? It's like thousands, gazillions of topics I could talk about. Why do I have to talk about you not being able to eat a chocolate chip cookie, and I'm the actual expert of you not eating a chocolate chip cookie whenever I'm eating a chocolate chip cookie? Okay, so you guys got to hear like y'all are like a priest or something, getting to hear my confession moments. But the point is, I would say to you, guess what, Davida? I noticed that you eat a lot of chocolate chip cookies. I eat a lot of chocolate chip cookies, okay? This is the real deal. I'm a chocolate chip cookie eater, okay? Here's the thing. I know it's not good to eat 2 chocolate chip cookies and a scoop of ice cream all the time. That's just a lot. My children tell me, my husband tell me, my family, they really, calm it down. Okay, I get it. So now I've backed it up to 1 chocolate chip cookie. One chocolate chip cookie. Now, the thing is, we can go on a journey together so I can get hope to this chocolate chip cookie situation or whatever. But I don't think I need to be saying that I'm the expert in being a chocolate chip cookie non-eater when I'm a chocolate chip cookie eater. Okay, that's what I was talking about. And then Trina chimed in, Davida, and said basically, girl, you're not going to stop eating the chocolate chip cookies. Okay. School at home, ready to throw in the towel and only on day 3. What? Okay. I'm telling you guys, let's talk about that. All of you that have children all of you for the most part are homeschooling your children. I'll give you one example. At UNC Chapel Hill, let's talk from a college level, Katrina, and then we're going to talk from your elementary school level, which is really a trip. But college levels, I did do some research, and UNC Chapel Hill closed their school, obviously, in as far as the on-campus options, and that was after 130 students tested positive for COVID-19. And so that caused them to reevaluate things and go back to the drawing board to say, you know what, this isn't working. And when the chancellor came on, he was actually saying that a lot of times the students are going to after school activities and they're going to other social events, and then they're coming back on campus. So he's saying, hey, it's not necessarily that they're contracting it here, because we're doing everything we can to keep the facility sanitized and safe and so forth. But at the end of the day, we can't control where everybody goes when they're not in class. in this sanitized, safe environment. So what are your thoughts pertaining to some of the colleges that have opened up? Students are fully in dorms and living on campus and going to their classrooms physically. And in some cases, they're going to their classrooms virtually, but they're still on campus. So they're living on campus and taking online courses. And then some kids, children, young adults at this point, are given the opportunity to stay home and do online or Zoom classes. And that's what Ivan's doing. Ivan is home, but he's doing some classes that require him to be in Zoom, where they have to physically see you and check off that you're there on the Zoom presentation. And then there are some classes that he can just do online at his own pace. So that's what's happening for him. And he's a student at UNC Charlotte. So school at home, ready to throw in the towel. Okay, what are you dealing with, Trina? What's going on? Like, what's your stressors in dealing with being at home with your young people? So make sure you type that and tell us. Need to talk from a Jackson level. I don't know what that means. So you have to tell me what that means. But yep, I remember everything in moderation, progress, not perfection. And you know what? Davita is a coach. Davita is actually a health and fitness coach. So she's very fit and she does these daily morning routines. Make sure you check out Davita Chapman's Facebook page and social media pages. She has different challenges that she gives you. And I mean, no excuses, just straight results. So go check her out. And yeah, you're right, Davita. You do a great job, and you've shown your before and after. And even though Davita is a petite young lady, her before and after is still so dramatically different. It's crazy. So that's interesting too, to talk about how dramatic transformation happens in a person that's a fitness expert already, but you can see the difference, even though they're already fit, between their before and their after. So you've done a great job, Davita. Let's see. Need to talk from a Jackson level. Oh, Josiah. Okay. Kids have different Zoom X up and down all day. I can't get anything done. Okay, let's talk about that. Anybody can chime in, but now I can tell you what I do, and it does work for me with my children. And again, any experts on here, you can definitely chime in on what works for you and your families. What I do every day, Trina, is I give my children week together, come up with a formal schedule of how many lessons. In my case, my children are homeschooled for real. They're not in a public school with set times that the instruction is happening with the teachers that the school system is authorizing, that this is going to be the curriculum and how it's done. So from our curriculum, which I do have a standard curriculum from North Carolina State, from the state of North Carolina, we actually take the curriculum. I see you. Okay, we'll put you in, Sean. Hey,
what's up? I made it.
We're talking about right now. Katrina said, hey, how do we deal with all of this stuff with homeschooling type of thing? And she's not able to get anything done. So I'm in the process of answering that. So you can answer as well. And so Katrina, what I do is I actually do a daily every single day, because sometimes when I do it at a week at a glance, it's overwhelming to my children. So every single day we meet and we come up with the schedule of how many lessons need to be accomplished that day. And then we also, what you looking at, Sean?
I'm looking at you. I'm like, oh my God, that would be overwhelming to me. I don't want to do that. But go ahead. That's the beauty of homeschooling, right? Everybody does something that fits their family.
So what we do is because Jayla likes to have a physical piece of paper in her hand at her computer with her goals for that day. So we write down the goals for that day. I have for the week a binder already. I know already for the month, and I have the lesson plans based on what's been provided in the online system. But every day she wants a physical sheet of paper in her hand that she can sit beside her computer and check it off and make sure she's getting it accomplished. And then what I do is I have my time. Like right now, I'm in my office and they have their time. I don't disturb me when I'm on the show, when you know that I'm on the show. I don't disturb you when you watching one of them videos on that phone and you don't want anybody about mom, I'm in the middle of an episode. Oh, I'm in the middle of a YouTube video. So setting certain parameters, Katrina, I think, and coming up with, you can actually interrupt them in the middle of something that's important to them a few times, and they'll see how it feels. And you'll be like, see, this is how mommy feels when you come in and do this. So let's just be respectful of each other. And
Right.
I also put a sign on my door sometimes. That's another thing I do. And I
Right.
say open and close. And I got that from the dollar store. So I do some, you know,
Open and
Sean, I do some
close.
dramatic stuff.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Go ahead. You can chime in too.
So I guess my question for Katrina would be, are you, and I missed it, so I'm late to the party. I'm gonna take my
Oh,
glasses
that's
off. There's
okay. You
glare.
at the party, girl. Now the party just started. Sean, holy hell.
Hey, okay, we won't do it. Definitely, are you homeschooling or are you facilitating online learning? Because there is a difference. And I know a lot of parents who are home right now. Let me put my glasses on so I can read. Oh, she's looking into a real homeschool program because I don't see me being able to do 8 to 3:30 every day. But what does that mean? Because homeschool looks a lot of ways. And for the audience, you can purchase homeschool curriculum. And so what's happening is there's still someone else who is coming up with the lesson plan for you, and what you're doing is you're facilitating learning. And what I mean by that is you're making sure that whatever lessons are put forth for the day, that if it is science, you have all of the equipment. If it is English and you're having to role play, that your child has someone to role play with, or are you doing what I'm going to call true homeschooling, which is where you are coming up with the curriculum yourself? And
That's what you did, right?
that's what I did. And it
No,
looks,
I'm not doing that. So you know how they say natural childbirth and epidurals and all of that? I'm gonna tell you right now, okay?
say give it all to me.
I'm
Give
not,
it up.
everybody's different. And that's the beautiful part of friendship and life and
Yeah.
everything that we've already been talking about. I don't tell me that if I have to pull a tooth out of my mouth that I can't get Novocaine.
Yeah, I'm getting that. I'm not even getting Novocaine. Put me to sleep. Okay. Put me
Okay,
to
so I'm gonna
sleep.
get my Novocaine.
Give me
So
some.
Katrina, it's different, varying philosophies, and so you have to find the one that works for you.
Fine. And it can be a hybrid, because I think over the years that I homeschooled, I did a little bit of everything. So mine was more eclectic homeschooling. People would say, "Oh, what curriculum are you using?" I never had just one. No, one year I did. The first year I homeschooled Mariah, we used Calvert, and I loved Calvert. Can't recommend it now because I don't know what they do, but it was everything I needed in a box. And I still have that box. That's so crazy. Or maybe it's me being a hoarder, but I just love the box.
It might be being a hoarder. If you still had a box, how old is Mariah?
Shut up. She's 23. Okay.
23. Okay. That
Okay.
says it all, right?
But it was a box that had their emblem on it, and it had a magnetic closure. And really that's what I used put all her school supplies in. So
Okay.
that's why I kept it over the years. And it's been pretty sturdy. It's lasted this long. But Calvert had everything you needed. It gave me a script. It told me what we should be doing every single day. And for that first year, I needed that. So I think you have to find out what your needs are. Some people are a little bit further along, and you'll look at curriculum and say, "Oh my God, my kid is already through all of this, and this is halfway through this book. So, okay, I'm going to pick this curriculum for math, this curriculum for English and reading, this curriculum for social studies." And that's fine. And you can really zhuzh it up and decide, okay, for science, I'm going to pay and have him or her go to, and I know in your case, Katrina, you got sons. You can pay to have your kid do online science. So you're not the one teaching. And if somebody has a greater proficiency in something,
Right.
there's no shame as a parent to say, "Oh my God, I can't school my kid," because everybody doesn't know every single thing. And that's okay. You got to be okay with not knowing everything. The important thing to know is what you don't know, and knowing that you can go and get help for it. So I think with homeschooling, it's so wonderful that you have many opportunities to select what you want for your kid, tap
Mhm.
into how they learn best. Like each of Kim's children, they learn differently. Each of my
Each one.
children, Mariah always wanted a schedule, and she didn't want that day by day. She wanted to know, okay, well, what's going on for the whole week? And then we could go back and look at day by day by day.
That's
If I,
Ivan. So
yeah,
Ivan is that way. He's like, if you give me a piece of paper every day, I'll just go boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
So he wants to know all of it. And
Right.
then he can compartmentalize it for himself and what works. So everybody's learning style is very different. And you
Yeah.
have to make you have to customize it per child, and trying to clump it together does not work. But I will tell you too, Katrina, the homeschool coach, Tanya Butler, make sure you look her up on social media. She is awesome. I had her as a guest on my show this week. So definitely go back and look at Monday's episode. And I wonder if I could put that. I'm going to figure out how to put the Monday's episode link in here. Check that out. She gives all of her information, and her children are superstars. And she's been homeschooling for 20 something over. She's been homeschooling and education and stuff for over 20 years. So please say that we referred you. Let's see what else you said.
She's awesome.
It's the school timing is bad because it's messing up things I have to do.
So here's the thing. That's not going to change with you homeschooling. I just want to go ahead and give you the real. You have the responsibility, as do all of us now, to shift.
While you're talking, Sean, while you're talking, just so you don't see me disappear, that's the beautiful part about having your BFF on Freestyle Friday. If I need to go look something up, I'm going to pop off the screen and I'm going to go grab that link of that interview. Is that okay?
Boom, go do it.
I don't want to put you on the spot. You know, it's like Gail and Oprah.
Fine. I got you, because I'm going to tell you.
You got this, right?
No, I got you.
I don't care if you Oprah, I'm Gail, you Oprah, whatever.
It don't matter.
Right?
We in here. I got you. So
right,
Katrina, here's the thing. You got to look at your time. And so what I want you to do is map out your work schedule. What are the things that you have to do? And that may change day by day. But what you can also go back and look at is, what are your must-haves? You know, these are your A's. These are the things that you have to get done. Then I want you to look at what the boys can do independently. And whatever it is that they can do independently, that should be linked at the same time that your must-haves to get done occur. So that means that you're able to take care of reaching out to, I'm making this up, distributors, you're doing invoices, what have you, at the same time that the boys are doing their independent math. And you've got 45 minutes to do it. You've got to give yourself some time frames. This is the amount of time they have to do their work. This is the amount of time you have to do your work. And then you've got to be done with it. And then the things that they need help with, those are the things that's the time, that you may have some of your independent work that you're shooting emails or you're writing texts that you're able to look over, assist them, but still get some of your work done as well. So you're going to have to make that paradigm shift. And then there may even be some late, some after hours that you'll have to schedule, because the truth of it is, when they finish their work, now they're going to want to have some level of recess. They'll want to have some interaction with you. And it's the world that we live in. I understand that it's not ideal, especially for those who are in business for themselves and you're really tasked with trying to make everything happen and keep a roof over your head. But those are some of the shifts that I've had to make on my own. Like right now, my kid's in there having downtime before she goes to school, and she is in traditional school, but it's online. And her class, she doesn't have school until 1 o'clock, and they go from 1 to 2:30. So that means that everything that I really, really need to get done, I need to get it done by 12:30 so I can be back home by 1 o'clock and making sure I facilitate whatever learning she has online. That's not always easy. Some days I forget, but, I try to remind myself to give her grace, and I have to ask her for grace, because the truth of it is, her learning doesn't pop off if I forget, if I drop off. So,
well, Trina, that's some good feedback on Sean. Excellent. And Trina says she's not worried about the ability to teach. She has a biochemistry and poli-sci and philosophy background, so she knows she can teach. But she also said, my problem is following school time. I am going to have to do a separate program, because she cannot stick to the schedule that the school is actually providing, to say that her children have to be in this setting at this time in front of the computer. And with her children being the age that they are, I know I can say this because those are my nephews. So with the children being the age that they are, which are in elementary school, they need hands-on assistance. They can't just sit there and just get going on their own, unsupervised type of thing. So she's saying that's just taking a lot of her time from 8 to 3:30. That's a big chunk of her day. And she's a business owner as well. So how can she get all of that done?
Well, the other thing
you can chime in, guys. Go ahead, Sean.
I was going to say she might also want to explore a pod. We talked about this maybe 2 weeks ago, and pods are where people get together, people that you trust, in terms of their hygiene, in terms of their child rearing, their values, because all those things are important. And you might say, hey, the four of us are going to get together and we'll each take a day where we are the ones providing the instruction or facilitating the instruction. And then that gives you the other 3 or 4 days, whatever it is that you decide to do with your pod, to actually work. And then you've got the one day that you're responsible for everybody else's child. Those
That
pods.
I love. I love that too, because we talked about that. I think it was maybe 2 or 3 Freestyle Fridays ago, Katrina, and parents are doing that around the country. So if you have other parents that are right in that same school, even, so you may now identify in the school that you're in that there are other parents that are in the same situation. They're working, they're owning businesses. You all can collaborate and each come up with your own day that you're responsible for managing the pod that Sean is referencing. So this is, you have lots of options and available resources to you. I also did put the show on in here in the link that has the homeschool coach. If you haven't watched that episode, make sure you take a moment to watch the episode with the homeschool coach on there. It's a really good episode and she gives a lot of great ideas. Mercedes, who's a friend with Katrina, says it's okay for me, safe, and I just cook a lot more. Laugh out loud. She said she just cooked a lot more because she gets a chance to do that with her child now that her child is home and safely home. That's an interesting point too, because I think that's something that's pulled at my heart, is all of the crime and things that's happening in society. To have your children home with you during those school hours has made me it just made me breathe. So I'm just like, whew, I just feel like I could take a deep breath a little bit. But then I'm a big believer that, unless the Lord watch, we watch in vain anyway. So at the end of the day, we all need God's grace and mercy, because you can be, my situation, right at my own home, you could literally be there doing a regular family activity and something can happen that your child still passes away. So we don't get to dictate those things. So whether they're in school or at home, things can happen, so let's all pray for each other and our families and our children,
And I want to add this point that this is all about perspective. I don't want to pretend that, we're over here on easy street, we're independently wealthy and we got it like that. Yeah, everything has been a shift for our family. But having a daughter that's 23, a daughter that is a senior this year, and then having sophomore and then the third grader, what I am keenly aware of with this coronavirus is time. And I would implore people to choose to see this as a gift, that God has allowed us to have the gift of time with one another. Some people, it's too much time, and you need to really assess that, reassess why you feel like it's too much time with your husband or with your wife or with your children. Because time is not promised to any of us. And it's what you do with the time. And so, yes, I know that parents are saying, oh my God, I got to go to work. I got to do some things differently. What I'm going to do is ask people to stir up the gift that God has already given you so that you can do something on an entrepreneurial spectrum and gain more. And for some people, you're already out there. They're already entrepreneurs. They're doing things. But what can you do to scale your business, or what can you do so that you get income no matter if you're tending your business or not? And I think those are the kinds of things that we got to look at and say, he's giving us this time for a reason. So rather than look at the glass being half empty, it's half full.
Oh yeah, I agree, because I spoke to you last night about 1:00 in the morning, and what was I doing? I was doing, and you were doing something similar. We were both working on something.
You were helping me.
But no, the thing is, we were both working on something to bring closure to just a portion of something that we have as a goal or a dream. And so I don't take this time for granted. I believe that, like you say, every opportunity that God gives you is a gift.
Yeah.
And he wants us to cultivate it and to try to maximize what he's put inside of us. And so I'm very grateful. I'm not grateful for the coronavirus, but I'm grateful for the fact that I've had a time to just reassess things and analyze and look at look at it from different perspectives and different angles to say, what can I do better? What can I do to improve my life? What can I do to be able to improve on what I say I really want to do? So I'm in trainings right now. I told you about my trainings,
You did.
classes, and different things so that I can educate myself in what I say I'm interested in.
Yeah.
So I think it's so important that we really grab hold to that time and be grateful for it and maximize it.
Yeah. I got excited when you were talking because it was like story time and Bible story time. But it reminded me when the children of Israel were in captivity and they were talking to the prophet Jeremiah, how can we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? You know, what do we do? Jeremiah said one thing that for me, it changed my life just thinking about the hard times. Bloom where you are. You got to
Yeah.
bloom where you are, or
Yeah.
you're not going to bloom at all. There are roses that will grow up through the asphalt, through the concrete. They're still choosing to bloom. And during this time of coronavirus, that's what each and every one of us has to do. Bloom where we are. No matter if it's the worst situation in the world, believe God that He already knew that this situation was going to be here. He has a plan for you. But just like any other plan, the best plans go awry if you don't execute.
That's
So
right.
that's what we have to do. We have to execute every day. And if time management is your issue, getting all the things done you want to, I'm not even going to show you. I got a stack of books that I bought, like about 8 books that I purchased. I ain't read not name one of them. And I admitted it to one of my girlfriends. And she said, you know what you need to do? Schedule it. You got a phone. Put in your phone and schedule 30 minutes to read a book every day.
Yep.
30.
And I'm huge on scheduling. So I
Yeah.
mean, whatever device, whatever system works for you. I have lots of systems here that I use. You can use software like I use an app, Trello, and I put my to-dos and put it over. And so I can send you different links to different apps that you can use that are effective in you being able to track your information. I have hard copy resources that I use every day. I put my stuff in different things. I have a 90-day planner and I track out specifically what I'm doing, what's happening on a given day, how much time I can devote to that particular thing. Because they have a pie wheel, actual pie wheel in here. And this pie wheel is so helpful because it tells you how much time you can devote to what percentage of time, which makes up 100%.
I love
What
it.
percentage of time can you devote to a specific area in your life? And that's so
And
important.
see,
Because you can't devote 100% of your time to cooking, and you know that you still have to devote some time to your kids' education and also to your business and also
right.
to prayer time and meditation, whatever it is that you do to exercise and me time. You have to carve out what you're going to be doing it.
Well, and you have to write it down because if you don't, if you don't write the vision and make it plain so that those who read it can run, you're the one reading it. You're the one who has to run.
I need to.
If yeah, me too. If you don't do it, what happens is your time gets away from you. Before you know it, it's 11 o'clock at night and you haven't accomplished any of the things that you wanted to, but a lot of things came up. So don't allow people, things to be time thieves. You know, people will call and say, hey girl, I want to talk to you, but I hadn't planned on talking to you. You know what? I can't talk right now. Know why?
And what
Because
do
I got
you and I are good, we really are a good example for that because
yeah.
literally, and if you're somebody's friend, you good with that because you understand that we both are on a mission to accomplish some of the things God put in us, but our friendship is also important.
Right.
So what time do we typically talk, Sean?
Y'all, I'm ashamed to say it's usually about 12. It's a midnight.
And that's because we've done our business stuff, we've done
Yeah.
our family stuff. We may now just be like in a few minutes of wind down time. Everyone else is resting, and now we have 10 minutes to quickly talk. But then if we hear we're like, oh, gotta go. You know what time that is?
You know,
Did
I
you
go,
just breathe? Okay.
like somebody say something, they call me, I gotta go. Bye.
So we know how to quickly bring stuff to closure too.
Yeah,
If you
I
have a
love it.
friend and you can't be like, I got to go. I have to go.
Well, you know what? What I've noticed too with coronavirus is hopefully this is changing how people communicate. I've got friends who call me now by FaceTime who never FaceTimed me before.
Mhm.
You know, but it's that connection, me wanting to see you. It means something different when I say, hey, Kim, how are you? And they say, good. And you know, she and I, we have this little thing where if my voice goes up, that means I'm really not agreeing with you. I'm just like,
Right.
okay. Yeah, the high voice, something's off, but it means something more when you can see someone's face. So I just think this time of Corona is really causing us to, or should be causing us to, think about our relationships and our communication differently.
Good, good, good. I love it. Okay, let's see.
What y'all got?
Davita had a comment. Davita said, "My son has been on campus at Old Dominion University since July 6th. He plays football. They have now canceled football, but he is still on campus. Classes started on August 26th. He has 4 online classes and 1 in-person class. So we will see when all other students arrive on campus this weekend." Woo, I know.
Know what I'm gonna say? Get ready, Davita. He coming home. Listen, and this is just reality talk, right? I think because we as Americans, and I've said this on a couple of Freestyle Fridays, because we don't like the collective, we don't want anybody telling us what to do, we will continue to have what we have, which is the virus being among us. People don't want to wear masks. I understand that some people can't. You know, people are like, we're breathing in carbon monoxide. No, you're not. Just please stop. You know, oh, this is making me sick. Well, Corona can make you sicker. You know, you got to decide you want to be on this side of it or 6 feet under. And I understand that people are being healed of it every day. They are recovering from it, but nobody can tell you what the long-term implications are because this is not something that we've had before. So I think with these college campuses, as people send their kids to school and you know, you're looking at so many different changes. I think parents need to be prepared to go and get their kids quickly if they have to, which I think is so unfortunate because there's some families, a lot of families, who do everything they can to just get their kids across the country to Cal U or to Tennessee. And now in 2 weeks, I got to come back and get you. People don't have that kind of money. And I think
No.
it's incredibly insensitive and just not thoughtful. And you know you're not getting a refund.
And then also I told people before you came on, Davita, that UNC Chapel Hill had closed their classes online after 130 students had contracted coronavirus. So, and it's not necessarily about the school safety as to what they're doing. Wait a minute. It's not about the school safety and what they're doing to try to make the environment safe. It's just that people are people. And so when they're not in class, go out and hang out and be social with their friends and everybody's not wearing a mask. In USA Today, it says, it's like a coronavirus deja vu article is what they have here. And I'll copy the link and share it with you guys as well. But I'm reading it right now. It says, just this week, Miami University in Ohio said all undergraduate classes would be held virtually through at least September 21st. Again, they're giving time frames because now all of these children are coming from around the world to come to their different campuses. And it's for a set amount of time to test it out to see how many of you guys are going to get coronavirus. Then we'll make a determination of whether we ship you all back home or whether we let you stay on campus. That bothers me. Okay. West Virginia University announced its classes would start on August 21st, about a week later than originally planned, and that most upper division courses would be taught online or through a hybrid or in-person thing. At George Washington University, they said it's foregoing its plans for the fall semester and would hold undergraduate and most graduate classes online. It's so many. California State University, Harvard have also made that decision. It's a lot of different schools. I'll put this article right here in this link. And Sean, you know what? I'm not on the screen, so if you're doing something, just start talking because I don't see you. I was on article.
So that's fine. I was gonna make a point here that from a professional sense, I think that if your children are headed to college this year, regardless of their classification, this may be one of the semesters that they take some of the harder courses. Why? Because there's going to be a certain amount of grace that will be applied from teachers because they understand that many of these classes are moving online that weren't intended to be taught online. You have a whole cadre of professionals who don't have the technical proficiency to do Zooms or to be engaging with the classes. And so I think that that's something that students and parents want to consider as well. So I always try to find, maybe not always, but here lately, I'm trying to find the bright spot in situations. And I think that that may be a bright spot for people to consider.
That's really good, Sean. And I'm also going to put this article. These colleges are giving tuition discounts this fall. That was another thing that I was researching. Some colleges and universities are offering tuition these discounts ranging from a small percentage to more than half off of the 2020 fall semester. Johns Hopkins University, for example, announced on August 6th that it would hold all undergraduate classes online. Oh, I don't know where the screen went. Lord have mercy. Anyway, oh, here it is. Okay. It says, and they're giving a 10% discount. Yeah. There are a lot of different students that are getting petitions signed to say that, hey, if we're not getting the same experience, then why are we having to pay the same amount of money?
Well, and let's talk about it. A lot of colleges and universities are tuition, their revenue is driven by tuition. And so these are the kinds of conversations. Hey, if you are in the class of 2021, you're a high school student, or you have kids who are high school students, these are things that you all as parents need to be thinking about now. The most attractive place to me right now is community college. And the reason I would say that is because you're able to go and take a ton of different courses that still are of the same caliber as what you would get at other places. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to poo-poo those things. It's a fraction of the cost. And so to me, this would be the time to explore that, to say, okay, we don't know what this semester is going to look like. And I know parents who have already made the decision to send their kids to school, but read the fine print, because that's what gets us. Up until a certain time frame, you can get 100% of your money back.
That's right.
As time goes on, it lessens. Maybe 3 weeks in, it's 80%. But 80% beats 0%. If it were me, I would go and get my 80%, bring my kid home, have you at the community college where you're taking classes online anyway, just like you were going to do at your other college where we were paying $40,000 or $50,000. I'm going to bank that money along with my room and board. And when Corona gets under control, we can go back. That create your own financial aid. That's what I've been encouraging my clients to do. That's what I've been encouraging people to do. Oh, I don't have financial aid. Yes, you do. The financial aid is in your mouth. You have only to ask. But many of us, a closed mouth does not get fed. So you're going to have to ask the hard questions and find out. And don't just ask over the phone. Never do that, because people get ghosts.
This is where we disagree. Okay. And you know that, because I can do a whole lot of damage over the phone. I get a lot accomplished. And so Sean is big on, sending the emails and da-da-da.
But why?
But because it's a document that you can, I know you, woman. I know.
You know.
So I understand. I do agree that you should send an email. But I do also agree that you have to get in their ear so that they can hear your heart.
I agree with that.
Wait a minute. Everybody get silent. What did you just say? I didn't hear you.
I said I agree with that. Don't act like I don't agree with you.
Oh, okay. For the record, everybody, Sean Hall agrees that Kim Jacobs' methods worked. Call the person, have a heart-to-heart discussion with them, then follow it up with an email.
I agree with that. Okay. Now here's the thing I will say too, though, because of the pandemic, especially at colleges and universities, you may not be able to get someone on the phone because so many of these people are now working from home.
They always call back. No.
Okay.
They call. Okay. See, Sean, that's because you only send those emails. I have had
probably so
good experiences with people from different colleges. They've called back. They have not. They call from a restricted number, but they let you know that they're going to be calling. Restricted number, and
love it.
You don't even answer those, Sean. I know you ain't talking.
I'm like, restricted to who? I'm restricted too.
All right, guys, listen. There is some other information that are different colleges and universities that are giving discounts. That if your child goes to that college, make sure you check it out. Don't miss out on even asking. That's another thing. I've asked for different things to happen at my son's school, and they're happening as a result of just opening my mouth and asking the question. you don't know if you don't even ask. You don't know what's available. He got some kind of check just because there are different programs that they are receiving funds for, and then they send it over to the students. And then with Sean Hall's help, while my friend is on here, I want to definitely send a huge plug to the fact that she is with allroadseducation.com, right, Sean?
That's me, allroadseducation.com.
Allroadseducation.com. Let me put that right here. Allroadseducation.com is Sean Hall. Make sure you got, I said .org. Wait a minute. I sent that. Wait a minute. .org won't go to you?
No, I don't know who it's going to go to, but it won't go to me.
Okay.
And don't put that up. It could be some kind of nudie site or something.
This is the correct website for Sean Hall. Okay. Right there. I just popped that up there. And for those that are listening to the podcast, make sure you guys go check out Sean's website, allroadseducation.com. And she helps students get scholarships. If they're already in college, if they're heading to college, even if they are in the 9th grade, 10th grade, there are scholarships for your young people. And Sean has worked personally with my family. And I even just literally over the last month or so received over $10,000 in scholarship funds because of his work that Sean is helping him with. She's very strict and she gives very specific assignments. And you have to, as the child, as a young adult, complete those assignments. But if you do the work, doing the work is important, y'all. Do the work.
It is.
You get the outcome. And this young man is getting scholarships. Some of them go directly to the schools, and some get, refunds come back to him to help with a book, purchase of his books for online classes. If he needs to get maybe a computer or something, which Ivan is frugal, so he hasn't bought a thing. He like, I ain't buying nothing. Because you never know if you have a loan or something, he wants to be able to pay that off. He doesn't want to use his money frivolously. So thank you, Sean.
You're welcome. This is scholarship season, so your girl is tired because there's scholarships every single day now, everywhere. I've got 2 that I got to get done today.
Wow. Well, you guys, make sure you reach out to Sean, allroadseducation.com. And if you have not, first of all, let me thank everybody, because I'm sure since you're watching today, you've already subscribed. But if it's like 666 of you guys, then I need more of you guys to go and subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show. Take a moment and subscribe, turn on your notifications, and be a part of being alerted when the show comes on live. I'll put other videos out as well, but subscribe today. And also I have the after party. The after party. Tell them, Sean, isn't it a trip?
It's live. It's live. What I love is that, we're not scripted there. We're not scripted here either, but I can be more of me. You don't need any more, but I'm just saying I can be more of me over there.
The lady yesterday, Misty Frost, OMG, she went in deep detail about what she was talking about that she had to censor on the show. So I was like, it's some dramatic stuff happening at the after party. So become a Patreon member. It's $12 a month, and you can go over, unlock some of the after party content. You can share your thoughts about shows, ideas. Your input matters even when you're a regular show guest, but over there you can definitely share some more too. Let's see, any more comments? Man, Freestyle Friday went fast. OMG. Okay, so let's see. All right, so I think we're gonna go ahead and get ready to bring this to closure. We know the Democratic National Convention was this week. What did you think of that, Tom? Let's bring it to closure.
Oh, Lord. This is what I want to say. Don't boo. Don't sit here and talk about all the things that are not right. If you have not been satisfied with the past 4 years, you have a responsibility to yourself, to your family, to vote. I don't want to hear nothing about Kamala Harris being a whore. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear about how she slept her way to the top. This is common knowledge that people are putting out there and saying that she did this or she did that. But
the devil is a liar. I'm proud. I'm so proud. I felt like a proud daughter, or for her to be of my nationality looking like me up there for the most part. I don't care what blend she is. She got some black up there, okay? I was so proud to see her up there. And even if she is not black, if she is the mixed race that she is, she's representing women. OMG, every woman, no matter what your nationality is, should be honored to be able to see this young lady get up there and represent all of us. Every
Listen,
mother, every grandmother, every daughter, every sister, every niece. Oh my gosh, I was so
it's
inspired.
time. It's
I was
time.
inspired.
I'm excited. I'm excited about the convention. I'm excited about the next, I think we've got 76, 75 days. Um, I want to say everybody needs to register to vote. And I don't tell people to just vote, because some people are not voting in a way I think that are in the best interest of everyone else. But you cannot be in the game if you don't do the first thing, which make sure you're registered. Make sure you haven't been purged from the rolls. Make sure that if you're with one party and that's where you want to be, that you are actually there. There's too many tools online that you can utilize to find out if you are registered, what your party affiliation is. I was on one site and they told me how I voted every single time since I've been voting. I was like, oh my God, y'all in my business. But I think this is the time for us to really, really dig in deep, because our lives matter collectively. You know, and we got to start looking at this as this is a global economy. We're all intertwined together. These next 4 years are imperative. And so you got one way or the other. And I know there are people out there, this should be another way, it should be another party. So what? Maybe it should be, but it's not going to happen for this next election. So don't waste your vote. Don't waste it.
Okay, well, this is good. And let me just say a quote from Joe Biden. He said, "United we can and will overcome this season of darkness. This is not a partisan moment. This is an American moment." He also says, "Thank you, Mr. President," referring to former President Barack Obama. As a president, he was a president our children could and did look up to. You are a great president. And that was from Joe Biden, who accepted the presidential nomination from the Democratic Party on last night. So I'm sure we'll be talking about the Republican National Convention that's coming up as well. And so make sure Dallas, Sean, I would like for you to be on when I'm in that.
I feel like I'm gonna be sick on that day.
Oh, you're gonna be sick on that day? Wow.
I'm probably gonna be.
Really?
I'm probably gonna be. No. You know what? Because as a political science major and as an educated woman and as an orator, you learn that you can argue either side. So I'm sure that this Republican National Convention will come forth, and I'm sure that there will be things that are said that will resonate with people, probably my neighbors, people who are friends to me. And guess what? Everyone has a right to have their voice heard. Miss Hall, do you do scholarships for graduate students? I absolutely do scholarships for graduate students. And I have packages that look like this. Let me just tell you so I can tell everyone. I have an opportunity where I work with graduate students. And then I have an opportunity where I say, here is the information and you can go and fill out the scholarship information yourself, because some people want to. So either way you want to go, you're able to. All of that information is on my website.
All right. All of the information regarding Shawn Hall is on her website at allroadseducation.com. And you definitely want to reach out to her. It's a very busy time for her, but she will make room for you. Okay. And she already knows exactly what she's doing. Please make sure you be a part of the Quest Church prayer line Monday through Friday from 12 to 12:30. It's 978-990-5000. Access code is 322083#. I can't think of anything else that we can cover right now. We covered a lot. And if I go into another topic, which I'll just give you a teaser about it. But y'all, let's start typing time we get on Freestyle Friday so we don't miss a moment. It's some good stuff. And since I went on so much about, oh, Sean, you missed the whole thing about cookies.
What?
I said, telling people not to eat a chocolate chip cookie whenever I know I eat chocolate chip cookies. Maybe I should say we can go on a journey together and cut back on eating cookies instead of me being an expert on eating chocolate chip cookies. Anyway, so we talked about that at the beginning. I just went deep dived into that.
I love it.
So, but yeah, one of the final things I'll close out with is that Tim Norman, if anybody know about the restaurant Sweetie Pies, Oh my gosh, I'm gonna bring closure to the show on this note, but that it was an interesting situation. Clarion Ledger is where I got this information from, and there's an article saying that Tim Norman, 41 years old, who was a star in the reality show Welcome to Sweetie Pies, which I've eaten there every single time I go to visit and for a convention or conference in St. Louis. I go there. I love their place. The food is delicious. The hospitality is great. He's nice over there. Everybody's been so great. But he's being charged right now with murder for hire, according allegedly. You know, this is alleged based on me reading allegedly for conspiring to coordinate a murder for hire type of thing plot with regarding his 21-year-old nephew, Andre Montgomery. Wow. On March 14th, 2016 in St. Louis, Missouri. Okay. So that's a topic we could talk more about. You want to add a quick thought, Sean?
The love of money, not money, the love of money is the root of all evil. I didn't know Andre, but I felt like I did. I felt like I knew Miss Robbie and Tim, Janelle, the whole little crew, because, you know, you're watching the show. And I remember when Andre was killed, and I remember how devastated Miss Robbie was. And I remember how Tim, you know, went with his mother over there on a strip of, it's a street, a long street in St. Louis. And on that same street, 3 or 4 of their family members have been murdered. And to know that Andre looked up to Tim, and to know that you would do this, allegedly, to your nephew, it's reprehensible. But, you know, when you watch the show, and probably it's going to be watched a whole lot more now, some things make sense. Because if you think about it now, I'm an only child. And I love my mom dearly.
Right.
And we talk a lot about when she has to leave this place, you know, the things that she's tried to put in place.
Right.
Just to make sure that I'm okay. And it makes me sad. I'm going to get through this without being sad. But when I watch Miss Robbie talk, you know, it's never fully about giving over her place to Tim. And I felt like, wow, Miss Robbie, you don't just go hard and let Tim have this and, you know, move on in your golden life. Because I think down in her heart, she knew and knows that there's some things that aren't right about you. And it's all about your motivation and what you do. And now here we go, because we talked a lot about Black men being present for their families. Here's another Black man who's not going to be present for his Black son. Wow. It's not going to be there.
Well, I just want to say that we're praying for the entire family there. And it's almost like a death, believe it or not, because anytime you come into this knowledge that something's happening, you know, within a family unit that was like, oh, it's a shocker, you can't believe this, people need prayer. And so please make sure that you pray for their entire family. Again, this is just a trending topic. And so we're talking about it briefly. But it's not just a topic to just put it out in a flippant way to say, oh, this is what he doing. Oh, world, look what he did. That's not what I'm doing here. What I'm saying is that whatever help he needs, whatever the outcome needs to be for, you know, justice to be served is obviously what will happen. We know that. But also keep their family, their entire family unit in prayer, because this is devastation at a high level for them getting the knowledge of this alleged truth, and for everyone else that's been coming to their establishment for many years. And so people need
well, how do you think Miss Robbie feels? That's her only child. And she is losing him. Miss Robbie's up there in age. You know, yes, she's got her sisters, but for those of you who are mothers and fathers out there, ain't nothing like your child. Nothing like your child.
And I know she did not think this at all. And so, and you know, again, the justice system will be the justice system. We're not the justice system. This is just a topic that came in that someone wanted to talk about on Freestyle Friday. And so I'm just bringing it to your attention based on what's been submitted as a request. Okay. I don't like to just totally disregard what you all asked me to talk about. I can't think. Okay. And also I wanted to tell you too, that Bloomberg Actually, he's the former New York City mayor,
Oh,
Michael
Mike
Bloomberg.
Bloomberg. Mhm.
Yeah, Michael Bloomberg transferred $18 million left into the DNC campaign. I know it's another article out that's more recent, but I know he
So
did
he
a
had 18 million left in his campaign, is what you're
and
saying, and he transferred it?
to the DNC. Yeah.
Michael, we looking for all the coins, bro. Let me just say this. I'm gonna go right there. We looking for all the coins because you said you would stop at nothing to support the Democratic nominee. Well, now it's put up or hush. Get your money. Where is your money? If I were really, really country, I would slap a table and say, put your money on the table because we need your money. We need every dollar. We need every resource. We need him to get in this game like never before. I mean, he spent, I think, $100 million of his own money, and he wasn't in the game before a short time. So we're going to need more than that 18 million.
Oh, no. He did. It's something. I got to find the most recent article. I cannot find that to save my life right now.
Money.
Because he said on July 27th, wait, where is this? Okay. I know I do see a fly was giving him a hissy fit when he was speaking.
A fly?
Yeah, it was, he was getting attacked by this bug when he was speaking yesterday. Anyway, I'm trying to find, it was a specific thing that he stiffed up.
Well, look, while you're looking for it, I wondered if anybody noted that not one single former president has endorsed our current president. That's a pretty sharp rebuke, given that
that's interesting.
They're not all Democrats.
Yeah, I hadn't even noticed that actually. That's an interesting point that you bring
up. It's deep. It's deep. I mean, not that the president cares, but it's just everybody's uniting and saying we've got to do something. I feel like there's a SOS, kind of like back at the Mercedes-Benz Dome in New Orleans when it was Hurricane Katrina and people had big signs out there, save us and whatnot. That's how I feel like we are in the United States. We got signs and SOS smoke signals going out, save our democracy, save our country.
Okay. Well, you know what? There's so many articles right now about Bloomberg, and he was on yesterday as well, but I'm not going to, I need to end this show today. So we'll carry on some more topics for next Friday on Freestyle Friday. Monday, tune in. I have a great guest lined up for you guys as well. Monday through Thursday, I have guests that I share with you guys, which are some great guests lined up all next week. And actually, one of the days I'm going to be doing a makeover type of thing. And my cousin Ebony is going to be coming on and doing a thing where she's going to be, Ebony is super raw. And she don't have no filters when it comes
to. That's when people you need to go ahead and get your Patreon membership. Because when Ebby comes on, when she go backstage, it's going to be
Ebony,
so
oh my gosh. I have to constantly, oh my gosh. I love Ebony though, because at the end of the day, she definitely keeps it real. So we're gonna be doing a makeover thing where she'll be doing on one screen and I'm on the other. So you'll get to see all of me in raw form and I'll be doing everything. I'm excited.
I love it.
That's next week. And then I have many other guests that's going to be coming on talking about some great things. I hope that everything that I'm talking with you guys about and the guests that I'm presenting to you are providing value to your life and helping with real relevant and relatable content for things for such a time as this, what you have going on now as you're balancing your life. All right, guys. Sean, anything else you want to say? I'm going to go ahead and disconnect.
Nothing.
I didn't want to leave any comments out. I don't think I did. There you have it. We're going to get ready to go. God bless you and have a great weekend.